always admired the engineering of how mechanical devices work. The roar of a vintage motorcycle or the methodical tick-tock of a pocket watch. These are the things that intrigued me the most, and all things vintage was my speed. Even as a young man, these are the things I held most sacred, collected, studied, and sometimes disassembled in order to gain a better understanding of their workings. Criticized, scolded, and sometimes complimented by my peers as they couldn't quite understand why I wanted or maybe even needed to live in the past. But this is a place I felt most comfortable. As an older adult, I really felt like I was born way too late, born in a time I didn't belong. And sailing intrigued me and seemed to be part of those times. Growing up, I was loved and nurtured by two amazing parents in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains. West Virginia was the place I called home, and growing up in a land where time stood still, a land older than the sky, gave me more of affinity for all things old. And as my upbringing progressed, I loved sturdy and well-built items designed and crafted for the long haul, made to last by craftsmen who took pride in everything they did. As a kid, I also had a deep love for the water. I would dam up the creek and flood the area deep enough to be able to navigate my homemade inner tube and plywood boat, a very sturdy, well-built craft with over 100-foot mast, armed with cannon and storm-proof rigging, a boat that would explore the seven seas and strike fear in the hearts of anyone who would try and overtake her. Living in a landlocked state, I always longed for the sea. Sailing had always intrigued me as I loved studying and admiring tall ships of the past. The love of well-built wooden sailboats would be my ultimate passion, as I would come to own several, restoring them and exploring inland waterways all along the Appalachian Range. As this fascination grew, I saved up the cash to purchase my first sailboat in college, a 24-foot Kells that I would completely retrofit and live in while attending school. This boat was in very bad shape, and it took me a year to restore her. What's most interesting is the fact that I have this boat, but now I have to learn to sail. I had no clue how this boat worked, and it showed. Many times she would heel in the wind, causing me to panic, and crawl to the opposite side of her list. Fortunately for me, there was an older gentleman who had a lifetime of sailing experience. On one particular day, fighting the rigging on the Kells, trying to navigate the Ohio River, an older gentleman, whom I did not know, sailed past me yelling, "How long you been sailing, son?" I replied, "Well, today's my first day." Then he replied, "That damn sure shows it, and you're going to kill yourself. Hey, meet me at the dock." From that point forward, I had a sailing mentor who was kind enough to give me a world of knowledge, which I've used to this very day. After college, life got in the way, and my sailing days became much less frequent until becoming non-existent. I sold my boat and began to pursue other hobbies and interests until one day, many years later, I found a little escaped sailboat. I found it in, of all places, Altizer, West Virginia, a sleepy little community on the banks of the Ohio River. At that time, little did I know that my sailing passions would return in full force. Sailing inland water as well as ocean, I began to rediscover the knowledge bestowed upon me by that kind gentleman many years ago. So today, along with my wife and 4 sons, we sail the inland waterways and coastal areas of the eastern seaboard and the Appalachian Range. Camping, racing, or just out for a good day on the water is our objective as we fellowship with our other sailors and enjoy our like interests.
You going in? Okay.
So as we begin this journey, we'd like you to come with us, and if you have a moment, please like, share, and subscribe so we can grow this channel and share the things we love the most.